Hey guys, Pit Master here. I'm here with Vato. We're going to talk about UFC 224 pay-per-view. This is Sensei UFC, guys, but we're also going to talk about Bellator 199.
What?
The heavyweight tournament. We're going to show you some techniques that were used in these fights that you can use in your martial arts practice, or that be martial techniques practice. You get it? Instead of martial arts, we're going to start slowly integrating the word martial technique. And instead of martial artists, we are martial technicians. That's going to come little by little, because if I throw it all at you at once, it's going to be too much to handle. It's going to be like, ah! So we're going to bring it in slowly. Because we don't do art. I've never drawn a picture of you. No. Do you ever do like, the only time I do art is sometimes when I'm pop locking, but not when I'm doing my martial techniques. Those are techniques of war, not art. It has nothing to do with art.
But you used to paint faces, remember?
Yeah, paint faces.
Blue, purple.
It seemed like mine was painted the most. Always red. But anyway, so, okay, first one we're going to talk about. UFC 224. Okay, Lyoto Machida versus Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort is such a warrior, but he's already been KO'd with this technique, and Lyoto's already KO'd an opponent with this technique. Lyoto KO'd Randy Couture with this, and Vitor was KO'd by Anderson Silva with this. So I'm sure there was some training and practice in the Lyoto Machida camp. Okay, and the way you score this, it wouldn't work good if I was here. If you threw a front kick and I'm here, like if you throw a front kick, my hand's here, right? Or here, or any way but here. Okay, and when your hands are here, this is a good stance for some things, but not fighting. Okay, unless you're Mike Tyson and you're bobbing and weaving a lot, right? You're a little bit safer. But if you're just gonna stay like this, then somebody's gonna throw something right up the middle. And he wasn't close enough to punch, so he must have thought he was safe. So his hands were up, right? He's always southpaw. So his hands are here, his hands are like here. So there's right here. And so Lyoto just threw a front kick right up the middle. It's a front snap kick, and you use the ball of your foot. So just, you bring that knee up, and then you just snap it right to the chin. Okay?
Hit him inside of the jaw.
Yeah, because his head was turned just a little bit. So it came up like this. And that was a knockout. Great knockout. Good technique for you guys to practice. All that technique is, guys, it's a front snap kick. Not like a push kick like a Muay Thai teep or whatever they call it. It's not a push kick, it's a snap kick. And it comes right up the middle and snaps. You can do it with your front leg too. Right up the middle and snap. Use the ball of your foot. Alright? That was number one. Alright. Second technique I want to go over is the Lineker-Kelleher fight. I have two techniques from that. Alright, first one was Kelleher threw a spinning elbow. I like spinning elbows. They can work. But if you're not fighting in Muay Thai, right, a lot of people throw it the Muay Thai way. So they spin and they bring it over and down. And you can get a lot of power and torque that way. And it slices down this way. But in the street or in MMA, check it out. If he's coming in low and he's bringing up high, he's going to get his back. So Lineker got Kelleher's back because Kelleher threw the spinning elbow up and around. You're too close to do those kind of spinning techniques. You're too close to your opponent. You need to keep everything tight. So if you want to do a spinning elbow, I'll show you real quick here. You spin and you come up. Okay, you might not, it doesn't have as much KO power and it's not as sexy if it lands, but it's a hell of a lot safer because if you threw it this way, okay, you see that? He threw it this way, okay, let's throw it from this angle. If he throws it this way, you're safer, right? So if he happens to be coming down for a takedown, they'll meet right there because you're coming up this way. All right? Now, if he wasn't, say he's just standing still, then it might or might not land. It might just land on his arm. But if you do it this way, you're giving up your back. So that's not a good elbow to practice. If you're doing a spinning elbow, come up at an angle, not over the top. Because it gives your back to get taken over, okay? You don't want to give up your back in a street fight or an MMA fight. Okay. Right, that's gonna be a tweet. Okay, next technique from that same fight was the actual end of the fight. One of my favorite techniques, and I've taught this many times on YouTube and Vimeo and to my students. One of my favorite techniques in the world is come in low with a really hard right hand to the body, right? And usually that in and of itself doesn't do as much damage because your liver is on the right side and you're going for the left side, but it can hurt the ribs, and even if it hits their arm, they feel power. And it gives them kind of an impetus to move their arms down because they're feeling a lot of power on their arm, and then you come right back with a left hook to the head. And that's how Lineker knocked out Brian Kelleher. All right? He threw a hard right to the body and then came back with a left hook. And for you guys to practice that, you just step in and throw that right hand as hard as you can, and then immediately when you twist all the way, just come back with the left hook. And that left hook is chopping down because you're down here throwing that right hook, right? So you're not gonna come back this way, and you don't wait till you come back up to throw it. While you're down here, power hooking, okay? That hook is gonna be a chopping left hook. So it's gonna be power, power. And that's how we knocked out Kelleher, okay? All right, one of my favorite techniques that I've been teaching and using for years and years and years, Ryan Bader used to KO King Mo, okay? It was great.
15 seconds.
15 seconds into the first round in the Bellator heavyweight tournament. Now, it was a great technique. I'm not taking anything away from Ryan Bader, but he's a true light heavyweight. I understand that. He's actually a big light heavyweight. King Mo is basically a middleweight. He walks around, I think, at 202. So he's a lot smaller. I don't know why he was in a heavyweight tournament. I think because he almost beat Czech Congo or something, but anyway, he's so much smaller. But that doesn't matter. This technique was a beautiful technique. You come in like you're throwing a body jab, right? And again, just like that hard right to the body, all you're doing is bringing someone's attention down. So when their attention comes down, they want to cover up. So he covers up, they cover up. While they're covering up, he doesn't pull it back, he just goes right into a hook, and that's what he did. So I'll be here, let's do it this way. So I'm here, and I'm looking down like Bader was, and I'm looking like I'm gonna hit down, and while I do that, I just came right up with a hook. And you don't like go bing, bing, it goes right into it. So you're like down and swing, down and swing. It's like a wrecking ball. It's almost like, it's kind of like this hook right here, boom, but it's like, boom, boom, okay? So that's how he knocked him out. He caught King Mo thinking down because he was trying to think about this jab to the body, and then instantly he came back up to that. So that's a beautiful technique. We're gonna call it the Bader hook from now on. I just renamed it, the Bader hook.
Darth Bader hook.
The Bader hook, all right. So we talked about a lot of techniques. The last thing to talk about isn't as much of a technique as it is a mindset. The Jacare and Gastelum fight. The only thing I saw wrong Gastelum was doing, they both looked like they gassed. I mean, seriously, I don't understand why they both got that tired. I know it's fighting, I know it's tiring, believe me, I know, but it looked like they both gassed more than they usually do. But anyway, the only problem I saw with Gastelum, like he got Jacare against the ropes, and he was doing much better striking. He didn't want anything to do with grappling, believe me, with Jacare. His whole game was striking, but he got into some weird clinch, and it looked like he was going for, he actually got a body lock on Jacare. Jacare was able to take him down, and kind of, I mean, Jacare was definitely controlling that, but anti-wrestling is very important, and that's the word I'm going to use here, anti-wrestling. If you're a striker, or even you think you're an okay grappler, but if your opponent is a better grappler, and you want to keep that fight striking, go towards anti-wrestling. Be an anti-wrestler. In other words, if he gets you in a clinch, whatever that might be, and you get away here, and then you say you had a whizzer on this side, okay, don't get this whizzer and then try to do anything with it. Just break away. You know what I mean? So even if you got an underhook, say you got an underhook, and you're here pummeling, and you get this hand and you push his arm away. Okay, now you got this underhook. Don't drive up this underhook and now try to go against the cage. You want to anti-wrestle. So that means anytime you can break away and strike, do it. Because a lot of times people think, oh, now I'm in a better position, but they, you know, their mind thinks, oh, I'm in a better position now, I'll take them down. Next thing you know, they're on the bottom, getting either beaten up or submitted. So stick to your game plan, right? If you see an opening, you know, go for it. But believe me, a clinch or an underhook, that's not an opening. That's not what we consider an opening. It's a superior position than being, you know, having underhooks on you. But if you can get your underhooks on someone, push away. You always want to break away if you're the striker. Think anti-wrestling, all right? So anyway, we went over a lot of stuff today. This is Sensei UFC. Please share this. Everybody should see this. It'll make them a better martial artist. All right? Like it and subscribe. And what else?
Stay safe, train hard.
Train hard, and don't let anyone take your lunch money, but give it away freely.